Welcome to this week's Virtual Assembly, boys and girls. Now this week we welcome back our two primary 7 classes who had to self-isolate last week. We are delighted you're back to school. Wasn't the same without you. Sadly, I'm in room 7 just now. Hopefully you'll be watching this at home. We're missing you, and remember you're doing very well. We're seeing lots of your work on Google Classroom. If there's anything you need, you just give us a shout at any time, okay? Now, we are aware that this year, and it's the number one thing people say, they can't see each other, they can't see their friends in the playground, or they don't see anybody else in their class, and so on. So, we started last week our new section of our assembly.
Miss Ferry, what are we learning about today?
Today in room 5 we're learning how to practice the horizontal join, aren't we boys and girls? And we're very, very good at it and we're loving it, aren't we boys and girls? Yeah! Let's have a little look at your jotters.
Okay. Wonderful. Excellent. Got your learning intention at the top there as well. All working hard. And we're going to show the other boys and girls what you've got on your walls, because the other boys and girls in the other classes in the school haven't been in your classroom yet. So we're going to have a little look. Okay, and Noah, what is it you're learning about today?
We are doing the horizontal line and we've did in words now.
Can anyone else put their hand up and tell Mr. Adams what other drawings we've learned? Sarah?
We've joined from the letter I.
The letter I, yes, well done. What other letters have we joined from, Patrick?
A.
A, yeah. What else?
One more.
Lucia, one more. T. Well done.
One more. Yeah.
The top? Yes, the top was joined from the top as well.
Well done, boys and girls.
Lots of joining up in this class.
Thank you very much, Miss Ferry.
Thank you.
Boys and girls, say bye to everybody. Okay, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed going into room 5 there. I certainly did. Fabulous class, fabulous teacher, lovely atmosphere. Now, we're going to move on to a little section in this week's assembly all about shining. Now, you'll know all about shining, I know all about shining, but let's find out who has been shining for these people.
I would say my mum's probably my shining star because she's been doing really well on isolation and staying with the rules, and she's good at shopping, getting us some good stuff and sweets and stuff.
Brilliant, that's important. Well done.
I think Mr. Woods.
Why?
Because he's been achieving, he's been working hard and trying his best to teach all of us.
I think Lucy and Nietzsche because they always work hard and they try to make everyone feel happy. I think my friends and my family and my teachers because they all support me and like they say never give up, do what you do and all that. My little brother because he's struggling with a lot of his learning and he's been improving greatly and I'm just really proud of him.
Brilliant.
My mum because she tries really hard for all of her children and she has just been really nice to us all.
Well, my wee brother's been shining this week because I was in isolation on Monday and Tuesday, and he was always social distancing, and he was always understanding, and he always knew that I needed like stuff taken up to my room, and he'd leave it at the door for me. So he's my shining star.
Brilliant.
My dad, he's been looking after me over my isolation, social distancing as well, and just caring for me.
The person who shines the most for me this week is Mr. Gray. He takes fabulous videos for the assemblies.
I think a person that shined this week calling my sister Megan, because she does a lot of nice things for me, and I think because she's been struggling in a lot of subjects in school, I think it's good because my dad tried to help her a lot and she's helped herself a lot.
So your dad's shining as well then?
Yes, my dad and my sister basically.
Right, okay.
I think my mum's shining because every day she works from home, so every day while she's still working she tries to make dinner while she has to be in calls.
Brilliant. Right, thanks guys.
Now this week's Twitter highlights. Well done. But what's happening with the nursery?
Let's find out what's happening in the world with our weekly news.
Scottish news. A network of continental Europe-style stopovers for camper vans and caravans could be created in the Highlands. In the US election, the Trump campaign pushes fraud lawsuits in Georgia as President ramps up cheat claims.
On Tuesday, people will be unboxing the new Xbox Series X and S, and a few days later the PS5. This is a big moment for all those gamers out there. They both will have 4K resolution and will run around about 120 FPS.
I'm Daniel Clark and this is funny news. A student in London finds a massive crunchy nut cornflake. It was discovered in Heine Lad's box of cereal. Canadian zoo owners charged after taking a bear in a car for ice cream.
School news. The builders in the nursery are putting a new ceiling in this week. The school will be closed on Monday. Remember to ask for help if you don't know how to use Google Classroom. For the House of Winners, St Andrew has with 280 points, St Mungo and St John Ogilvie in a tie with 300, so that means St Margaret wins with 310.
This week's Shine Certificate winners are
Only got a couple miles to certificate winners, we're very, very proud of you. Now I'm going to pass you on to Philip.
Good afternoon, boys and girls of St Columkills Primary. I'm delighted to join you again for your assembly, and I just wanted to share with you some thoughts on last Sunday's Gospel. As you know, the month of November is about praying for the holy souls, praying for those that have died. In this, we are reminded that we are on this earth for a short time, relatively. And please God, all of the young people in St Columkills will all live to have long lives. That something about going back to Jesus and the kingdom of heaven is a way in the future. But the Gospel today points us to remember that we are here on this earth for a relatively short time. We're given a parable. A parable just simply means a story with a deep meaning. And the parable goes something like this. There were 10 bridesmaids. 5 of them were wise, 5 of them were foolish, and they were called to go to a wedding feast. The sensible ones had oil in their lamps to take them to the place of where the wedding feast would be. They need the light of the lamp to get there, as it's dark, and without it, they do not know the way. The foolish bridesmaids don't have any oil, or don't have enough oil to go to the wedding banquet. And when the wedding banquet is called, the sensible bridesmaids have enough oil in their lamp in order to get there, and are welcomed in to the wedding hall. Those foolish bridesmaids don't have enough, and they are turned away as they do not get there in time. What does this story have to do with you and me? The wedding banquet, the feast of the Lamb, is symbolic of the kingdom of heaven in which we're all called to. And you and me are all called to be like the sensible bridesmaids, to keep the flame of faith alive in our hearts. How do we do this? Through our prayer, through good works, through being nice to one another, by doing what we are told for those that love us, by being the very best version of ourselves, so that when we are old, please God, and our time comes to go back to the Father, that we will be ready to meet the Lord, that we will have the oil in our lamps to take us to the kingdom of heaven. Boys and girls, the kingdom of heaven is here and now. Let's bring something of the kingdom of heaven, where everything is good, where there is happiness, where there is perfect peace and harmony. Let's bring something of that kingdom of heaven here on earth today, in your homes, in your schools, and with those that you meet, so that when our time comes, we will be ready to meet the Lord, and the Lord will recognise us, for we have known him whilst on earth. Have a lovely weekend, boys and girls, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much, Father Bernard. Now we've come to the end of our virtual assembly. Another great week in St Columkills Primary. Now, do you know, you've been working so hard, I think you deserve 3 days off. Not at school on Monday, it's a development day. We'll see you all back, ready to learn.